What's going on, guys? Welcome to the Marvel Rivals podcast. We are your hosts, Chaos Pro and Skinny Lad Chris. Chris, episode 35. Episode 35.
We're finally here.
We are here. Okay, so off the rip, apologies. We took a 2-day break from our normal posting because we're lazy. And yeah, that's pretty much the reason. Other than that, we have a really fun, compact episode. Is that the word I'm looking for? Compact? Or just a huge content packed in episode?
Yeah, not small, but a lot in it.
There's a lot.
A lot in a big thing.
In a big way. And today's
In a big
episode.
way, there's a lot.
Today's going to be pretty fun. This is episode 35. And if you guys are not already, please don't forget to like and subscribe. We talk all things Marvel Rivals. Today, Chris and I'm going to go over the topics with you. The last topic is probably going to be one of our absolute favorites that we're bringing back because we haven't done this in a while. But we're going to be talking over the new skins. We're going to be talking about the brand new game mode. We're going to be talking about the patch notes that got randomly released today. It's not a lot. It's just very brief, and we're going to be talking about that briefly. And then Chris and I are going to be going over your hottest takes. And Chris, oh buddy, are there some hot takes? So, all right. So off the rip, Chris, just before we start, how are you? How is your grind? Talk to me. How are you feeling about this season right now?
I'm actually this part of the season, I'm actually loving it so far. I don't know if it's just because it's so different or because I'm just like I really like when they just switch things up and the meta's just different, even if it's like characters I don't play, stuff like that. I don't know. I've been actually loving it so far, and we've played together a good bit this season. So like, I don't know. It's been pretty good for us. I'm not gonna lie. It's been pretty fun.
I gotta be honest, man. My grind has not only been super peaceful, but it's just been great. So for those that don't know, Chris and I hit Eternity last season together on the same exact game. We hit Eternity. We decided to start playing because we never actually played. Like we did the podcast together, but we never really found time to play with each other. Finally, when we started playing with each other, we realized, hey, we work really well. Chris has been hitting me up and say, hey, I'm down to play ranked. He's been hitting me up like every day. And if he's not falling asleep,
because we've played, but we haven't like grinded, you know.
Right. So if Chris is not falling asleep or taking skinny sleepy naps, we're winning.
I'm a big napper. So
he's a big time napper. But I got to be honest, me and Chris, we've had an 80%, at least 80% win rate. At least. I mean, what? The other day we had a 100% win rate throughout our session. We've been taking small, like, you know, we'll play like an hour and maybe 2 hours sessions, and we went from Diamond 3 all the way to Grandmaster 3 without even blinking. I mean, we dropped, I think, a total of only 5 games in total, and we won all of them. Just, it was either me, you, and Mocha, or it was me, Surfer, and then Surfer took a break, and he went on vacation, but we've been having a blast, man. It's been nice, and for those who don't know, your boy is kind of a rank one rocket right now. I'm kind of one of the best rockets on the Western region. All right, I'm just saying.
Rank 1 rocket is insane. You gotta hold that.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to. But I have been enjoying Rocket. I've been playing a lot of Magneto. I've been playing a lot of Emma and Groot, and I think our combination of heroes has been working really well. But Chris, let's go ahead and just dive into this episode because this is going to be a fun one. Let's talk about the skins, dude. There are so many brand new skins right now. What is your favorite?
I don't know. You know which one I really like is a free one. I really like the Mantis skin.
Oh, the one that you get for completing your challenges?
The event one.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not a fan.
I like it because I like the ones that look kind of buggy, and it looks kind of like a moth.
I see that on the field.
I like it.
And it's just like this big, like head just walking around. It's just like...
Yeah.
I got to say, so out of all the skins that are out right now and coming, I'm going to say it, bro. I popped off when I saw Sebastian Stan come out and he talk about the Marvel Rivals MCU Bucky skin from the Thunderbolts.
I'm kind of shocked they actually got him.
I am, dude. When I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, like, why is Rivals posting Sebastian Stan? I was like, what is this? And I get into it, and I'm like watching. I'm like, oh, dude, they're gonna give us something. He's gonna say why they're advertising the movie, but I was like, there's Rivals involved. I'm like, it's on the main Discord. I'm like, all right, let me see this. And then he goes, and don't forget to get your exclusive Marvel Rivals Bucky skin. And I was like, my whole like apartment complex like knocked on my door, like, is everything okay? I'm like, oh, I'm good. But holy, when they dropped it, I was like, bro, I've never in my life wanted to throw my money at the screen harder. I've never wanted to do it more. Like, I'm so excited. I mean, so we've got the brand new Bucky skin coming. Fantastic. Awesome. We've got brand new new Loki. Did you see that we're getting, I think it's, is it called Patches? Is that the Wolverine skin?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's the tux,
It's
the
free
white
as well.
Yeah. So there's a new event coming out as well, which is really cool. It's not like a game mode or anything. It's just an event to complete more challenges. You guys are going to actually be able to vote for your favorite skin in the battle pass, I guess. Like who who's the best dressed. I don't know what it entails, but you're going to be getting some pretty cool goodies. You'll also be able to get the Wolverine skin. That's kind of a big one. But other than that, I think that kind of covers it for the skins. I mean, look at this Bucky skin, bro. Look at it. Oh, and there's the dishwasher. Oh. Dude, I'm so juiced for that. But yeah, also Thunderbolts is coming out on Thursday. Do you have your tickets?
Not yet, but I'm gonna get some soon. I'm actually really excited to watch it.
I'm juiced. My fiance and I, we just got done watching a recap, catching her up, and she's like, "Oh, I totally forgot the Red Guardians. Like, you know, that guy, he's like in the movie." And then like we just saw Sinners, and they recapped Kate Bishop, which was played by the same girl. I was like, "Oh yeah, she's like on the come up." Also, we have the Black Panther skin. This thing is nice.
I think it's one of his cleanest skins.
Oh, 100%, dude. This guy is dressed to impress. Look at that majestic. Woo! But, dude, okay. So, with that being said, let's go ahead. We're going to talk quickly about the new game mode that is out. Big Head mode. Chris, did you have fun?
I'll be honest. I majority only played Scarlet in this mode. And it's kind of funny because her head and her hair takes up about like 50% of the entire screen.
Yeah, I saw.
I actually grinded it for a little bit, but then I got a little busy, so I had to stop. But it was actually really fun when I actually got to play it.
I'm not gonna lie, I played it all weekend.
Yep.
And I hit 32nd place in the world on Captain America. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be completely honest. I wanted to hit the top 1. I was trying to go for top 10. I hit 32nd was like my peak, and I will be really, really, really honest. Captain America in that game mode is hyper boring to play.
Yeah, I can imagine it, because you get your kills stolen. You're so easy to hit with your head.
Well,
I imagine he's probably one of the harder characters to play.
He's just very horizontal, and that map is very vertical. And that map is all about
high ground.
It's a lot of precision. Just the fact that you're running around, just like punching people, throwing your shield, just like tech throwing the shield. Like, it's fun when you're getting kills, but dude, there's so many. It's such a fun game mode, and I actually really had a lot of fun. I think I'll go for more titles, because if you get like top 500, top 100, and top 10, you get a different title. I think it was like giant size head, massive size head, and then planet size head with the name. And it was like, mine says massive size head Captain America, and my name doesn't even fit in my title card. So it's like, it's just Captain America. So,
Captain America.
Captain America. So
Planet size Captain America.
it is funny though because the first game that I played, I think in rank, someone actually banned Captain America purely just off of seeing my name, and I wasn't even gonna play him, and that was the best part. So they wasted.
Honestly, you know what? I get it.
It's
I
meta,
get it.
dude. It's a meta. It's mind games. Some may say it might have been a big brain play.
Planet size
Monsters. Okay.
Captain
Uh,
America.
Captain America. Okay, so now we're gonna go ahead and talk about patch notes. Chris, what in the drop did we get?
Okay.
What is the standout to you?
The honestly, I think the only one that really stands out
Uh-huh.
is Adam.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay,
because I feel
so
like the rest are kind of like quality of lives, but Adams is really it kind of changes him a little bit, like changes the way he works.
right. I can't believe my eyes. I mean, they did something that I do kind of like how they're doing one thing in particular that I really like about this game. And Psylocke I think kind of started with it first, where when you deal damage, you kind of build your cooldowns up a little quicker. You notice that? So
Yeah,
instead of having that like 8 to 9, 10, 12-second cooldown, if you do enough damage and you are good at doing damage, it'll knock it down to say, 4 or 5 seconds, and it's not even that bad. But to give Adam headshot, to give him faster healing, kind of a goated change. I mean, I will say it is kind of hard to do that from a lower elo level. But what a change. I mean, that actually makes him more of a healer now if you actually can hit your shots.
yeah. I I actually really like that change. I feel like I don't know. I'm kind of curious to see how it'll play out because I do think I think it's a good change because it rewards like good plays.
Right.
Like if you're hitting shots, you get like rewarded for it extra,
Right.
which I think
Yeah.
is good. Cuz like if you're landing like headshots from like far away or like if someone's diving you on Adam, you can just like get a quicker heal than you would before if you're landing consistent shots.
Yeah, and like the thing is it's like I was talking to one of my friends and they said like the change is big because typically you would get two heals, right? Like to give to your team or yourself or whatever. But if you can actually land decently consistent headshots, you actually can maybe get in four heals if you're if you're hitting tanks or if you're doing enough
Mhm.
doing those headshots. Like that's crazy to think about, getting four heals with Adam. I mean, Adam is kind of already like, he has already been such a great character, and then they nerf him, and then they always bring him back, and then they nerf him. They seemingly love this character.
Yeah. I think it's cuz they want to find that spot to where he's like I don't want to say like meta, but
Right.
he's like a decent pick on his own.
Right.
So I don't know. I kind of like that change. I feel like it's not too strong of a change. It's just like kind of a nice like rewarding quality of life.
Yeah, I could not believe my eyes when I read it. And then there's some other changes. So Captain America got a nerf to his health, a little bit of a nerf, not too bad. Um, but just helping decrease his survivability, or sorry, decrease his survivability. That's kind of like a pretty, that was kind of needed. He's just so good and so mobile right now. So making him a little bit more killable will be helpful. It's like 50. Was it 50? It went from 650 to 600 health. Is that right?
Yeah.
So, Doctor Strange, your boy Doctor Strange got buffed.
I know they actually hit him. I think this I actually okay, wait. I think this will be pretty noticeable. Like especially in like team fights when like everyone's grouped up or like it's on domination, I think.
Right. Right.
They lowered his ult cost from 300 or 3,400 to only 3,100. So it's 300 less,
Right.
which I think, honestly, it's going to be pretty noticeable.
Yeah, I mean, that's all. That's a bigger drop. I mean, the fact that Cap had the same thing originally with his ult, 34 to 31,
Uh-huh.
right? Uh,
Yeah.
and that was a noticeable change. Groot used to have a 34, you know, I don't want to say it out loud, but Groot got changed as well. He got his iron wall got nerfed from 700 to 600. I just want to put this out there. In the alpha, his Groot iron wall used to have 900 health. Do you remember that?
Yes.
900 health. And when it went from
Actually
900,
unbreakable.
yeah, unbreakable. I do want to say the 700 to 600, I don't really think that that's going to change a whole lot. You might get it down a second faster now, but I don't think it's going to change a whole lot. But what I will say is that what I genuinely think is actually this is a hot take, and there's going to be a lot of them in this episode. What I actually think Groot's main issue isn't his walls, it's his ult. His ult, you get it 2800 energy. That is so ridiculously fast for how fast as he gets it.
Yeah, I think the issue with Groot is everything's good, which sounds kind of funny, but like he has a lot of health. His walls are like insane utility, and his ult comes really quick. So I
Yeah.
think I'm predicting they're gonna do this to Groot how they did with Strange, where they're gonna do a slight buff or a slight nerf, I mean, every patch to like some aspect of his kit. Because it's like Strange. At first, they're like, now he has fall off. Now he does less damage. Now he does even less damage, and his ult does less damage. So it's like, I think they might do that road for Groot, which would make sense because he's been good for a while now. Like he's by far the best tank, along with like Magneto and Emma.
Yeah. I can kind of see that happening. I mean, definitely is. I'm just gonna say when I play Groot, I actually enjoy the game. Now, I'm one of those people. I can speak for the Fortnite community. Fortnite players don't have a problem with fighting against a Groot, and do you know why?
They know how to shoot walls.
They know how to shoot walls, and they're okay with that. They are conditioned to be okay with shooting walls or items or things on the map that they need to destroy in order to make a teammate's disadvantage. I mean, that's what you do in Fortnite. It's like you're always shooting your opponent's, active devices, their walls. I'm used to shooting a steel wall, Chris. I'm so used to it. If someone puts a wall in front of me, I just like I don't panic. And I do know when I used to play Fortnite with a lot of my friends, I know that a lot of people that play Call of Duty or they play like shooting games in general, you put a wall in front of them and they don't like it because they don't like the feeling of like having a blockade put in front of them and they're just completely like out of their willpower, right? Like they're like, "Oh, I got to
Yeah.
walk around this thing." You're making the map not fun, or you're making it so that I can't kill you. Like this is such a dumb tactic. But realistically, if you are a fan of Fortnite, Groot is not an issue. Like he genuinely doesn't feel like a problem. And I know I'm biased. I know I play Groot, and I know I'm just saying even when I'm playing against Groot and I'm not using Groot, like if I'm using a DPS or a strategist, I don't have these issues. I don't find myself even if I get walled off, I'm accepting of it because I know that I shouldn't be within this certain range, right? I need to fight this fight in a completely different methodical way. So that's just like my take on it. Like I keep saying this, I don't think Groot is an actual problem. Again, I'm biased. I'm very biased, and my take is a bad take according to a lot of people. But I'm just conditioned a lot differently. That's fair, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think the same can be said for a good amount of characters. Like comparing it to like games you've played previously, so you're kind of like conditioned to doing it.
Right. So with that being said, Groot got a tiny wall nerf. Not a big deal. Don't panic. No one panic. Spider-Man, he got nerfed. Do you think? Okay, let me ask you. What's your thoughts on the Spider-Man? Do you understand it or no?
Yeah. Okay. My complete like opinion on Spider-Man is that he's fine. Like I really don't think. Yeah, I don't know how to make this sound not insane.
Go for it.
I think Spider-Man is like not even a threat. Like
You're
I
gonna
think he's
rustle some
just one of
people's
those
jimmies,
characters. Well, I just mean like I understand like a Spider-Man Venom can be really annoying, you know?
right?
Or like how the one shot can be like really annoying to fight against. But it takes one heal to stop a Spider-Man one shot combo.
It does actually, and that's the crazy
One.
thing.
So I
Pocketing,
think like there's
yeah,
so many abilities that can stop like that from happening or even from getting the Spider-Man from like reaching you in the first place that I think like the nerf it's not even that bad of a nerf to be honest, but like his radius from his like uppercut went from 5 meters to 4, which is not even that
that's
much, but
it's actually so if you do the math, that's actually a 20%
yeah, it's a
decrease.
20% decrease. So it's like decent, but I don't think it'll really change the way he's played at all, if that
Right.
makes sense.
I
It's just
will I will say
I don't
this.
think it was a deserved nerf. I think he
I
needed it.
I will say this, and I'll play devil's advocate on Spider-Man because I didn't know this, but apparently Spider-Man is getting a lot of hate these days. Apparently, he is the number one most banned hero across most like elos. Did you know that?
Mm. I mean, I'll be honest, I get it.
Yeah,
I
I
do
think
see why. I in lower elo, I understand if like you're like a cloak and dagger, or if you're like a Luna and there's just a Spider-Man just hard permanently diving you and you just can't deal with it. I get
right.
it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think the lower level players, and no disrespect to lower level players, it's not like we're saying like, oh, you're not capable or you're incapable. We get it. I will play devil's advocate from a lower level standpoint for someone that is trying to enjoy the game or in general trying to just learn the game, right? And you're trying to climb. The game can be a bit overwhelming, especially when you have a guy that's a very crazy, intangible, trajectory, very hard to hit. I mean, it's not like a flyer or you're flying in a straight line, right? Or you're in a set path. Like Spider-Man is like it's like everywhere, right? It's like trying to catch a fly with chopsticks. It's super hard. And that's a really good comparison. I just got done watching Karate Kid,
Yeah,
but
Mr. Miyagi.
it is a great comparison because truthfully, a lot of players and lower level players have trouble, especially controller players. They have trouble hitting a Spider-Man, swinging in off the top ropes, and respectfully, Spider-Man has a hit confirm combo where you basically, you hit your web blaster and that guarantees you a hit combo, right? If you practice that well enough, you can, be a little cheeky. At the higher levels, we know how to look up a lot more better and track them before they even get close to us. We know how to hard focus these things, but from a casual standpoint, Spider-Man can be a bit overwhelming. I mean, I think you can agree with that, right?
Yeah, I just think like in my opinion, it's kind of just like I don't even mean this in like a bad way. It's kind of just how it is.
Right.
It's it's kind of just like a lower rank thing
Hmm.
where it's like I don't know how to like fight this thing, so I just ban it every game. And
Right.
like that's like probably what people do for Spider-Man, which I understand
Right.
because it's like
Everyone loves
I think if
Spider-Man.
you're like yeah, like Spider-Man, I'll even say I hate fighting Spider-Man. I think he's annoying. I think he's annoying in any rank just because he's like a little guy who flies around at the speed of light. But
Right.
it's like if you're like bronze to like
Probably
gold or like
flat.
plat,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like you like your reaction time or like your game sense maybe isn't like too high. And I will say the same even goes for like Panther, you know? or
Yeah.
like magic. Like if you're
Some
like lower rank, but you're trying to get better, that it can be annoying when you just get like blitzed at the speed of light from a from a dive character
some
when
of
you
our
don't know when you don't have like really high awareness yet.
some of our friends, even like that are eternity players, still struggle against, dive heroes at times, and it's completely okay. I mean, it's a style of game that or a gameplay that you can do in this game, and like that's okay. Like the problem is, from my point of view, is that people that are still learning the game, they don't maybe see the game in all aspects of what someone plays this game, day in and day out, right? They don't understand, a shield comp or a brawl comp or a dive comp. And dive, I will be really honest, dive can be overwhelming. It can be extremely overwhelming to a newer player because every hero has strengths and some heroes have weaknesses, and dive characters are really good at exploiting close range fragile characters. Like that's their job. And it's frustrating for a lot of these people that want to use these heroes that they get dove and they have to rely on their team, and their team may not be of the caliber that can help provide the cover that they need. That's okay. But with that being said, speaking of dive, your boy Bucky is going to be getting a buff to his I believe his team up. Is that right?
Hmm.
His team up is going to be giving him upon leaping to a teammate, Stellar Impact will provide 50 bonus health to allies within range. That's pretty cool, dude. I mean, that gives him the ability to like actually go in, do some damage, and leap back to your teammates and provide 50 is it health or shield? 50 bonus health, which is basically shield. That's pretty
Yeah,
cool.
that's pretty good.
That's pretty good. Bucky will also be getting a adjustment to his voltage ability. Sorry, I have hiccups. His tainted voltage ability, giving him he now has 2 charges on his thing, and they're keeping. What were they thinking, Chris?
I don't even. I don't know what they're cooking with this one. This one's just crazy.
Is it because he's coming out in the movie? They just want him to be cool.
They just want to be really cool for the movie.
He's got
I don't
2
know.
Kamehameha blasts now.
Just giving him another charge of it is kind of funny.
Okay, so for those who don't, I kind of butchered reading this. I'm sorry, but his energy ball that he shoots, you now have 2 of those. Literally 2. This man is actually Goku now. He can actually throw those out like fastballs and slow you down. I don't know. We'll have to see how that plays out, but that sounds like a bad time. And then we went over Adam Warlock. What did you think about the cloak and dagger change?
It's all right.
More
It's
damage?
just more damage. Oh, and I honestly, I don't know. I don't know if this really changed the way she does anything. I think kind of like Adam, this is just going to be kind of like a passive like buff. I don't. It's not the kind of thing where it'll change the way you play her.
Right.
It's just like maybe
Quality of
some
life.
scenarios. Yeah, just a
They're
little
gonna
quality of life.
they're
Not
gonna
really
Cloak and Dagger is gonna
anything.
get the Human Torch treatment. She's just gonna
No.
trickle in little buffs here and there, and
Little
she's
buff until she's invincible.
Luna Snow got I think it's a buff. Is that right? Adjusts the damage fall off of light and dark ice from 60 at 40 meters to 75. So she can reach further out. Am I reading that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. And then Mantis, she's getting an increase to her damage of life energy from blasts. So that means she does her life blast. Is that her healing? That's her healing,
Yeah,
right? Let me just
that's
double
healing.
check that real quick. Her life blasts are her primary fire. So she does
Yeah.
a little bit more damage then, from what I'm reading here. Increases the hit damage of life blast by 50 to 55. So she does 5 more damage than she normally does. That's all right.
Okay.
Yeah, Healing Flower is the one that's basically. A lot of her abilities just sound so alike, but it's so hard to know. But yeah, that's pretty much wraps it for the buffs and nerfs and all the changes. Now we get into the fun topic. All right, so I just want to let you guys know ahead of time, we're bringing out the Jeff with the army hat. Get your hat and helmets on, because if you get easily offended, this part is not for you. We asked our community across all social medias, Twitter, on the Discord, on YouTube. If you guys are not already, again, selfish plug, please, if you guys want to participate in one of these in the future, please don't forget to like and subscribe, because we ask you guys, what is your hottest take? Chris and I are going to go little by little, and we are going to go over the hottest takes. So, Chris, why don't you start us off with the most beautiful first one?
Okay, let me.
Okay, well, actually, I got to do another fair warning, because I feel like that's not even justified. I'm just going to let you guys know, we're going to give you guys our opinions on these.
Yeah.
This is going to be very controversial. We may say things just to be trolly. We might just troll the actual comment itself. But by no means, we don't mean any harm. We're doing this out of straight fun. Some of these comments are pretty brutal, and if you guys
Some
want,
are pretty silly.
some of them are pretty silly, some of them are pretty honest, some of them are pretty mean, and just have fun with it. Hot takes are hot takes. It's whatever. We'll give you guys our opinions on things. We might be a little bit of loopy or funny here, but it is what it is. But no holds bar. If you guys want, leave a comment below. What is your hot take? We'd love to chat it up with you in the comments. But Chris, go ahead and start us off.
The first one we have here is Spider-Man's uppercut range was never really an issue. Honestly, I couldn't agree more.
Right off the bat,
I don't know.
into
I
the
feel like-
Spider-Verse.
Okay, hold on. This is why I say I don't see it's an issue, right? I've seen so many support players say that Spider-Man's uppercut is like annoying,
Right.
or that it's like a obnoxiously big hitbox. So I think it's I do think it's funny how big the hitbox is. Don't get me wrong, it's kind of silly.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't know if support players can ever say an ability is annoying when you have Soul Link, Cloak Bubble, Loki Lamp, Invis Shield, Luna Burst Healing, Snowflake.
Invisibility.
Yeah, Invisibility Jump.
Just jumping.
Your push.
Your push.
When any of those abilities exist, trying to say that Spider-Man's uppercut is annoying I feel like it's just that gif of the guy talking to a brick wall. It's like
I don't think the uppercut's
I
the
don't
annoying
know.
part. I think it's the actual zip line in. The hit confirmation. I think that thing is dumb. I hate that thing.
oh, the lock on. Yeah, the
yeah,
lock on.
I hate the lock on. Like, I hit you with a web blast. I'm, doesn't matter where I'm at. I'm just gonna pull into you. I hate that thing. And you don't even need the uppercut. Like, you can do other things too. Like, you can zip line. Have you ever watched Light? Like, hello. Like, this guy doesn't even do his uppercut.
I've seen like zip his way into a team fight and like insta like one shot somebody.
Yeah, double jump, smash down, smash down. All right, Chris.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that one.
All right. So the next one is Panther needs a buff or rework. I'm gonna say you're just bad. No, I'm just joking. Dude, no, honestly, no, I don't think he needs a rework. He's actually so unique, and there's such a. He's not even actually realistically. He's not even actually that good of a character. At like higher
right
levels.
now he's not that good.
He's not that good, and that's mind blowing to some people because they'll get like trashed by him. Right? A good Panther is still really phenomenally annoying. Don't get me wrong. I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah, he is. A good Panther will tear a lobby apart. I will say though, I think on the part of like a rework, I don't know if this counts as a rework, I think they need to just fully remove that ability where when you take damage, it makes you do more damage. Like when your health is lower, they should just remove that ability and replace it with a different one. Like it's kind of useless.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I you don't even look at it like in the sense of
You
like,
know what I
oh
mean? Like
yeah,
I
like
don't. I
I
think
wouldn't
when you
do it
play
with
him, you don't think about it. Like
you don't even charge at tanks anyways because you can't even use like a full kit. Your entire kit of using Black Panther can't even kill a Thor or a Magneto. It literally cannot. Like you there's literally like you use all of your abilities, you can't even take out a tank for the most part. Like Groot is gonna be standing there like a tree in like the woods, like it never got phased. You're like a termite to a tree on like a lonely day. Like you're not even eating through it. It's gonna take you a millennium to like eat through the entire tree. Like truthfully, Black Panther is just good against squishies, and I get it. Squishies, you guys are kind of like food fodder for them, but I don't think he needs a rework. That's kind of a hot take if you ask me, Chris.
yeah, I don't. I don't think he needs a rework. I just think that one ability is kind of dumb. It's passive. What's
Chris,
that though? Kind
read
of. Oh no
read
no
the
no
next
no.
one. Read the next
Oh,
one.
don't do this to me. Okay, this one.
I set this up
remove
perfectly.
remove Wanda and Squirrel Girl entirely.
And it's crazy because it has 4 upvotes.
Yeah, people like this. They're agreeing with it.
There's that one heartbreak and the no, and then there's like 5 upvotes. There's 4 yeses and a check mark.
Okay, I'm gonna put this nicely and I'm gonna put this quick. If you ever struggle against a Scarlet Witch or a Squirrel Girl, there something's wrong.
What?
Something ain't right. I feel
That's
like
crazy. Scarlet Witch though.
Scarlet Witch is so bad.
That's like got to be the worst take I've ever seen.
She's so bad. I mean, I can understand in like plastic, she might be really hard to kill, or
You're
like
so mean. You're so
or like Squirrel Girl might be really hard to kill in like Wood 7, but besides that, I feel like they're not that bad.
Wood 7.
Yeah,
You said Wood 7.
that's obviously what rank this guy's in.
I feel like we went back to high school. Woodshop 1. All
I
right.
don't know. Do you?
No.
This next one. This next one's made for you.
Yeah, it is kind of made for me. This guy says it followed up with 4 crying emotes. Buff Star-Lord's alt. That has got to be worse than getting rid of Scarlet Witch entirely.
That is
My cheekbones hurt from smiling after reading that. What is that dude on? That guy is on X Games mode, bro.
What would they even buff? What part of the ult would they buff?
What, like fly faster? Like shoot better? Like
Like
he
I
already-
don't even know how you
it's-
make that thing better than it already is.
it's so good. What do you want it to destroy tanks with one clip? Damage buff to it? Like holy
Yeah, that is crazy.
I don't know if that guy's trying to farm engagement, if he genuinely means it, but buff Star-Lord's ult, that guy's in plastic.
Yeah, that is.
That has got to
That's
be the
fire.
most plastic take I've ever seen in my life. That if you are not hitting anything on Star-Lord ults, then I can't help you. I can't help you.
Yeah, you can't be helped. You can't be helped.
You got the next one.
Oh man. People that complain about Spider-Man and how he's broken are low elo players.
There's
Yes.
no way.
Yes.
You agree? Okay.
Yes.
All right, moving
Right
on.
on the money.
All right, this next one. Oh, Jesus Christ. This guy, okay, this guy has 3 yeses upvotes with 2 fire emotes. Spider-Man is balanced, lukewarm take in high elo. 99% of support players are crybabies. Devs need to listen less to the non-competitive community. Holy, I'm pretty sure that's Necros disguising himself as
this
a bot
might be Necros on an alt right now.
in a Discord alt.
Yeah, that one is shameless.
I'm not responding to that. I think that one just speaks for
This
itself.
one can go into the wind, and you guys can think what you want about that one.
I'm not so much. There is so much Spider-Man slander.
There's so much Spider-Man slander. It's
Holy
all
cow!
over.
If my comic book stock decreases, if my Spider-Man's comic books,
Necros has decreased your comic stock.
I've invested into two main comic books: Batman comics and Spider-Man comics. In fact, I have right here first appearance of the Shocker. Oh no, wait, that's not the Shocker. That's the Kings of Crime. Sorry, Shocker's over there. Anyways, but yeah, like dude, I invest into Spider-Man. I'm telling you, man, the stocks are gonna go down. His popularity is gonna go down. Rivals is ruining Spider-Man in 2025.
They're ruining his name. Hey, this next one's this was kind of interesting. FOMO is still a prevalent thing to consider despite some allegations or alleviations and allegations. Examples: most event skins such as the Galactic Talon and Fang from Season 0 leaving the shop, or the fact there's no way to purchase older battle passes as the game gets older. I understand where people are coming from when they say stuff like this, that sometimes FOMO can hurt a game. If like you really want this skin, you miss out on it, stuff like that.
Right.
But I do think in the moment, that's really what keeps players engaged. Like,
Right.
I think people would be a lot less willing to get the battle pass when it comes out if you could get it whenever you want. Like,
Fortnite.
if there's no exclusivity like to any of the skins, I do think like a lot of people would see less value in getting them, especially right when they like release, you know?
Right. Fortnite
So
does
I
this
get it
really
though.
well. Like they actually do
Yeah.
this really, really, really well. Fortnite had originally it was the skeleton skin, right? From the first, seasons. It was like one of the first ever
Yeah,
skins
Skull
in the shop.
Trooper.
Skull Trooper, that's right. And here's the cool thing about what they did with this skin. They did re-release it later on. I think it was not the year after, but it was the second year of Fortnite. They re-released the skin. But if you add the skin already, you got a different variant to show that you were still one of the original owners of the skin. But they still gave people the ability to purchase the skin later on. And although it kind of breaks people's hearts, it's like, oh, I had this really cool exclusive item that made me so unique because, I'm rewarded for playing the game in its early days, right? Like for me, I bought the Captain America skin and I bought the Hawkeye skin because I saw in the shop that there was a timer on it. I was like, oh, like they're going to like actually like get rid of these in the shop. So I bought them, and respectfully, they are great skins. I mean, the Hawkeye ones, MVP's video where he jumps out of the building and is like, sliding down on the glass and then cuts the bullet. That's like one of the coolest like MVP screens out of any hero in this game. Like, I'm kind of happy that I have that skin early.
I still think that's one of the best skins. Yeah, to this day.
I think though, in terms of the battle pass, I will say I don't agree with bringing battle passes back. As much as it sucks because I've missed battle passes in other video games that I wish I could have obtained. That's my fault for not playing the game. Like it's really my fault for not being a part of that moment. So there's an argument to be made. Like if they ever do bring back things like that, cool. But at least give the people that have the OG stuff like some, like variant to show that they were the first. That would be my compromise. But
yeah.
All right, so the next one. Iron Man should get over health when he ults. No. You can do that by pressing E, by the way. You can just activate
you can do that already.
Imagine activating your overdrives and then activating your ult and then having like 600 health and you can't stop it.
Okay, yeah. See that
A bunch of Willem Dafoe's like, looking up.
I can understand why this guy would want that buff, but I think it's unneeded. I think that'd be a little strong.
You just need to communicate with your healers, my friend, and they will keep you
Yeah, or
alive.
flank and all. You have to try to be a little more sneaky
Yeah.
so they don't just instantly burst you. Okay, the next one's kind of funny.
Do you want me to read it? You want to read it?
Yeah, this is all mine.
Okay.
They should add my lesbian queens, Mystique and Destiny. Yes. Yes. Just yes.
2 thumbs up. I don't know. The fact that he put that in there. I don't know what they would do with Mystique, but I did have a cool theory. Okay, not a theory, but like a fan creation. So you know how Loki copies ults?
Mm-hmm.
Her ability could be like either her or Super Scroll or Taskmaster, right? Where if you have them in the game, they have an ability that copies an ability of that opponent at random. That would be cool. What do you think? What do you think?
I've thought about that before because, like, I think at like another point, they're definitely gonna add a character like you said, Mystique, Taskmaster,
Right.
Super Scroll. I think his abilities would be a little easier to do at least,
Right.
because he would just somewhat be a mix of all of the fantastic little guys. But
Little guys.
what is? Oh my gosh, what is her name? X-Men, Rogue.
Yeah, Rogue.
Like Rogue as well.
He steals powers.
Would kind of be that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I feel like taking a power at random would be kind of fun. Like kind of cool if it was I don't know how they'd balance it though. Like
it's funny that you say that because when it comes to like X-Men, Mystique can copy people, but she can't copy powers.
Yeah.
I can't remember the other X-Men, but there's another X-Men. Oh, Morph. I think it's Morph. Yeah.
Morph, yeah.
He can copy
physical.
Yeah, he can copy like I think he can copy abilities if I'm correct. If it's not him, it's someone else. But
he copies physical abilities. So like he can turn into the Hulk, he can turn into Wolverine.
Yeah, like he can actually.
He just can't copy like powers, just like their bodies and strength and stuff.
He's like really crazy, like good, as in like one of the X-Men. Like he's super I would say he's underrated. People are gonna be like, oh, he's not underrated. Right? I can't remember if it's Morph, if it's someone else, but there is an X-Men for sure that is like they are underrated, and underrated just means that they're just not that popular, but they're like hella good. But yeah, all right. Well, I'm gonna hate reading this next one.
Oh, Necros again on his ult. He's back.
Supports are the whiniest creatures. This got a lot of upvotes. The question, the 2 question marks.
It's just question marks. I like the finger pointing.
It's like, yeah, there's no down ones.
I'll be real about this. I think every game I've played, like Rivals, Overwatch, like any hero shooter or like any team game where like there's a support, there's a tank, there's DPS, I think everybody complains.
I think everyone complains.
Even I complain. That's why I think it's dumb to be like, man, supports complain so much when it's like I complain so much. Like every game I'm playing tank or DPS, some little thing will happen to me that a support does or like a DPS does, and I'm like, man, DPS are stupid, or like, man, tanks are broken. And it's like they're not actually, but I'm just like complaining to complain.
Right.
I just think everyone does it.
Okay. You got the next one.
Oh, Squirrel Girl is ruining the game. The only thing on this one is a skull emoji. I think that was pretty self-explanatory. I think it's fine.
All right. This is apparently a hot take. The game is good.
That's a hot take. The game is actually the best game
It's
ever.
actually, no, dude, I'm hard disagree. This game is fire, dude. What you mean?
I love this game.
I got like, dude, I have clocked in like 1,300 hours already.
Wow.
Yeah, 1,300. That's right. I'm actually close to hitting level 100, by the way. I'm at like 90.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm on a lot. I'm on a lot of hours in this game. Oh
All
yeah.
right.
Honestly, this next one, I've actually thought about this before.
I agree with this one.
Penny Nest shouldn't get a cooldown after she destroys it if it has over 275 HP. Okay, let me know what you think about this. And I've thought about this for abilities to where it's like Rocket's Beacon or like Penny's Nest, things where it's like deployables. I feel like there should be a system to where like the amount of HP it like if Rocket destroys it while an enemy's trying to break it,
Right.
depending on how much health the deployable has, it should reflect the cooldown.
I think it does, but people don't notice it.
It does a little bit,
I've seen it
but
go
for
to like
pennies,
yeah,
it's not as much, is
hers
it?
is like a 15 seconds. No, it's like nothing. They do
Yeah.
have that in place, I'm pretty sure. But it's like not like it's very like most people don't notice it because it's like in the heat of a battle.
Yeah, I
Um,
think Penny
but
needs
I
it more
think
than Rocket.
I think they need it more, like
Yeah,
more,
yeah.
less of a cooldown, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does feel like a
Um,
harsh cooldown.
all right, so this one, I'm gonna be honest, Chris. Did we just save this one for the last? I'm gonna save this one for the last.
Yeah, save that one for last.
How do I? Can you react it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
React it so I know. Okay, perfect. Uh, Dive is a noob stomper. I think what he means to say is dive comp is essentially noob stomper. I don't know how to word that, but dive is noob
Yeah,
stomper.
Dive is it's not even a it's not a question, it's just this is a fact.
Dive is noob stomper.
Dive is noob stomper.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
yeah,
I
yeah,
agree.
he's not wrong.
I
Not
agree.
wrong.
This next one.
Okay, we're back. We're back. We were waiting for a little bit, but we're already back. It's stupid, and this guy is referring to the support strike.
The strike
I'll be
is
honest.
stupid. I think it's dumb.
I don't think the strike is a real thing once you get out of bronze, and I mean that nicely.
I'm gonna say what no one wants to say, and I don't care if you believe me or not. I think the whole point system thing about like getting more or less points is completely placebo. I'm sorry. I've had games where my healer is getting more points than me.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know if it has to do because we have someone higher ranked and they're the lowest rank in our group.
Yeah.
I played with another content creator the other day. They got more point. They had 30 more points over me by the end of the session. I didn't
yeah, I
complain.
think one
We still
thing
got the same amount of
people got to think about this as well is I think they mentioned it in the blog, like the dev blog. The system is not perfect yet,
right.
and there's going to be games to where like I've gotten 31 points for winning a tank game. And I've gotten plus 17 points for a DPS game.
Yeah.
So it's like I think it's the system is like I think the way to look at it right now, the system is just not that developed yet for like how points should be distributed uh consistently, I mean. Because I feel like most games you probably get like 22 to like 20 to 22. Most games if you win, you'll probably get that.
I'm playing Rocket like mainly right now. Like I play Rocket and I
Yeah.
play tank in comp. I don't touch DPS. I don't. And you know, we let Mocha do that. We let him be on the DPS role. He does really good at that. I have been okay with playing tank and I've been okay with playing support when the time needs to be, right? I'm just saying my points across the board have been the same. Like, and I know I'm gonna say this, and this is another thing that people don't want to hear, but support players do need to do better. Like you can't just heal and expect that you're gonna get a lot of points. Like I'm not just I don't you can vouch for this. I don't just heal. What else do I do?
Yeah, you always have a bunch of damage. I think
Yeah. I take people off the board. I get final hits. Like I know how to sprinkle in the damage. I know when I need to take a fight. Because I mean, I play Rocket right now, right? His dashes they're nerfed. They are nerfed. They are basically worse than they were. So you have two options. You either learn to dash and hit a wall and try to survive better and call your healer to, pocket you, because you do need to pocket each other as healers. or you fight. I mean, you know, when a Spider-Man dives me, Iron Fist dives me, Captain America dives me, a Venom dives me, what happens to them, Chris?
They get shot at.
I beam them, and they don't realize, like, holy cow, like, what did I just get myself into? I wasn't expecting this rocket to fight back, like, and the rocket's damage output is actually it's incredible. So
Pretty good, yeah.
it's insane. It's like actually amazing if you can hit your shots. I think supports need to be doing more. You guys need to be okay stepping out of your boundaries. Learn to do more. And I'm telling you, if you can do that, I'm playing support right now. So you can't say I'm wrong. I'm playing support in a high level right now. I'm telling you, you just got to do a little bit more. You got to dig deep, my friends. Dig deep. Okay? There's my inspirational talk.
Yeah,
All right.
I think I'm not gonna lie. I actually think this is a really good point. There, at least for like supports and like that, the way that new system works for the points,
Mhm.
I think that the system is just not that well made yet. I'll be real. I
fair.
think just give them another like half like a patch to figure out how to like calculate where points need to be put, and it
Okay.
should be a lot better. Okay, this
Yeah.
next one is
You can I think you can read the name off. This is our friend Mr. Peter Parker himself.
oh my. Oh my.
This is the worst thing
So
to read right after what we just said.
yeah, I don't even
I'll take
support.
I'll
Oh,
take the bullet.
this is yours.
I'll take the
I don't want
bullet.
to read
I'll
this
take the
one.
bullet. All
I don't
right.
even want to read it.
Hot take by a friend of ours, Kazuma. Kazuma posts support. This is not my words. This is a hot take. All right, I'm just saying. Support players have been pampered by their role all of season 0, 1, and 1.5, and now that it's not as strong, they don't know what to do and want to throw a tantrum about it, using Necros as a scapegoat instead of blaming the system itself. The strike is just a weak mental. Ah. And that is our episode for the.
Yeah, that's it, guys.
No. Oh man, and all right. So, do I answer that? That's a brutal take, Kazuma. That's a brutal
I'll
take.
be honest. My answer to that would be kind of what I just said before. I think I do agree that the people getting mad at Necros are kind of just getting mad at nothing, because like
He's not the only one that's ever said that.
well, one, he's not the only one who's ever said
He's just
that,
the most
and
popular that has said it.
like he plays Spider-Man. Of course, he's gonna get annoyed when like supports are bad or supports are like annoying to fight against because he plays like dive.
Right. He literally plays a character that designed
You know what I
to
mean?
destroy that.
Like half of his characters he plays are all dive. So like, if there's a guy you're gonna see complain about supports, it's Necros. So I don't think that's that surprising. I do think the strike is kind of silly. Like
I think the strike it's not real.
I don't think it's a real thing.
No. And I've seen a lot of content creators, like high, low level ones, all talking about it. Just play the game. Just enjoy it and play the game.
Yeah.
This next one is Mr. Bootman himself. A lot of support players. A lot of support players think people are unjustified in complaining about not getting healed. While that's sometimes true, there are a lot of support players who are just bad and don't know how to heal. Jesus Christ, dude. This is if this episode doesn't get like 100,000 views, I'm done. Holy, if we don't get canceled. Yeah. What do you say, Chris? I think we just get off this.
Okay. This one is the same as I think when people say supports complain. I think everyone, like, I've seen games where my DPS go 2 and 20. Yeah. I've had games where my tank goes like 1 and like 12, and we still win the game. I think it's kind of just like I think everybody is bad. I think
I
there's
think
just
everyone's
games where
bad.
like
Everyone's dookie
you,
water, dude.
you know what I mean. I've seen games where my tank's bad, my
I'm
sport's
saying this.
bad.
I'll say this. I'll say this.
Like everyone does bad.
I'll say this. I see constantly, and this is a thing. I'll see a support player play like something like Loki into a flyer, and it's like you just
Yeah,
don't. You can't like if you're playing a flyer hero. You just. I've had my time. I've complained of like why am I not getting healed? And it's like the comp is just it's a Loki. There's nothing you can do. It's just like Loki is going to have a lot hard. I mean, Chris, we were playing just the other day, and I was like, "Wait, you're on Star Lord?" And you're like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I've never seen you on Star Lord." I'm for the first time ever playing Loki, and I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, Chris. I can't hit you up there, dude.
he
That's
can't heal me.
I couldn't heal him, but you give me a different healer that's designed to be more comfortable for a Star Lord. It's going to be more one player or the other has to swap. Either Chris swaps off a Star Lord or I swap off a Loki. It's one or the other. But that is a
Yeah.
thing. It is a thing, and people need to start holding themselves accountable for their decisions. Like I got mad at the other guy the other day. He's complaining about Black Panther. It's like, okay, well you're also I'm playing him and I get it. I can peel for you and I can try to grab them and I was trying. But you're also playing Cloak and Dagger. Like you are playing a character that inherently doesn't do well against Black Panther. Like you could be playing other things like Rocket or, Invisible Woman or, something different. Like you got to change it up. You can't always rely on everything to be handed to you.
Mm.
You got to learn to defend yourselves to some degree. And now I get it. Your team needs to peel for you, and I'm all for that. But to some point, you also need to learn up your matchups.
Yeah, it goes hand in hand. You gotta know your matchups, and your team also has to play like for you as well. Like some games, if your team just isn't peeling for you, it's probably just unplayable. But I think a lot of games, instead of just being like dives broken, Necros is crazy, you could probably just be like, how can I adapt to this? Or like what could I have done better in this scenario to make it so this Panther doesn't just like one clip me in like 1 second.
All right, Chris, take this next one. This one's four of them in one.
Yeah, Vanguard at a higher rank are more important than strategists.
I would agree.
Mm,
No,
okay,
there's not enough tanks out here in this world
here.
right
How
now.
do I put this actually? Because I half agree with this and I half don't. I think I think at a higher rank, if you don't have a decent support player on your team, it's really noticeable. Like it's uh really hard. Like, it'd make the game a lot harder. I'm not gonna lie. If you don't have a sport main, it makes the game a lot harder. But I think if you have someone who's never played tank, like you put a support player on tank, it's it's
You're
almost
gonna
worse.
you're gonna get steamrolled.
Yeah, it's almost worse in my opinion.
There's so
Uh,
much responsibility as a tank. Like you have to be hyper aware of everything around you. But you have to be okay with turning around while people are shooting at you. You are literally the infantry. Like you are the front line.
yeah, I
And
feel like
it's a lot of responsibility and you have to be comfortable getting shot at. Like
yeah, I feel like it's a
wild
lot easier to fill support than it is to fill tank. Like if you haven't done
100%.
it.
100%.
Healing stats don't matter as much as people make it out to be. I kind of agree with this.
I agree with that because I think sometimes people brag about, oh, I have this
You know
much
what I
healing.
mean?
Their
Yeah,
ults do like 90% of their heals.
because like I've seen games where like one team will have like 60,000 healing, and mine will have like 40,000, but my support has like 10k more damage, and their enemy support has like only 2k.
Right.
And it's like if we win the game, that means like they're kind of doing all that healing for nothing when they could have just been damaging, getting more value like in other ways than just healing.
They're staying
So I
alive
agree with that.
long enough, but not making any impact while they're alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Adam has the hardest ultimate to pull off effectively. Eh,
No.
I I don't know if I'd say hardest. Definitely hard.
It's hard.
You have to know where to put yourself, you know? You don't
I
just
actually,
do it
I
wherever.
actually, this is a hot take. I actually think Venoms is one of the hardest to actually pull off correctly.
You think so? Or like to get a kill with it?
Yeah, like that. I almost never get a kill with his ult ever. Like, I can't remember the last time I got a kill with it. Meanwhile, you're getting triple kills with Venom.
Yeah. I think
Like
it's just
Jaws.
timing.
Yeah.
He's just like he's a timing demon. SVP does not mean you are not the problem of losing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Honestly,
I 100% agree with that.
I honestly do think there's some games where like if your DPS is just like feeding his brains out, but he's getting a kill. Like
Right.
if he gets a kill and then dies every fight and it makes it so you guys like can't push in correctly, but he has SVP, I think that is like that does happen.
I agree. All right,
I think that's true.
this next one, this guy speaks to my heart. This guy's a fan.
This is literally for you.
Having a lot of lords doesn't mean you're unemployed. My man.
Yeah, that's just made for
Coming
you.
from someone that has around 15 to 20 lords, yeah, you're my hero. That's my hero right there.
Yeah, I do think. Oh, this next one.
Oh
Yes,
God.
people are gonna love this one. Support is indeed the easiest role.
Holy man. The support slander.
Okay, you'll agree with me on this. I think.
100%.
I think most people can agree with me on this. Support is the easiest role at its skill floor. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why I was saying I think a tank main or a DPS main can go support if they've like literally have no time on it and understand that all you need to do is heal and keep your team alive. Nothing extra, just keeping your team alive, you know, like understanding that's what you have to do on support.
Right.
So like the skill floor I think is a lot easier than the other way around. Like I think if you ask a support main to play tank and they've never played it, or DPS and they've never played it, it's a lot harder the other way around.
I mean, I will say this. I've hit Eternity with DPS and I've done it with tank already for the last like, 2-ish seasons. This season I unintentionally I am playing a lot more Rocket. I will say when you go from a tank or DPS heavy role into a support role, you understand a lot more. You do understand, the value of what you are doing a lot more, and you understand, where, like for me, I'm healing people, right? And standing behind people with Rocket, I'm not just sitting there healing, but I understand who I need to prioritize, because when you've played so much tank and you learn to protect people, you learn to cover for people, you learn to take space, you learn to take away space, you know what that value is, like how impactful that is. Being a healer is now you have to trust the person that you're healing to do the same job that you know how to do, and you have to be okay with that. And it's like there's such a, I do think that if you were to go from strategist, like we said, strategist to a tank, it would be so hard for them to like really grasp that. But if you go from tank to a support, what is that line from Captain America? Like the little guy, like doesn't undervalue power because like what I'm talking about. Like he says,
Yeah.
the little guy understands power because they've never had it, and or something along the, I forget I'm butchering the quote, but someone that has always had power like doesn't understand compassion or whatever. The whole point of what I'm saying is that when you learn to be a tank and then you go to heals, you genuinely understand the concept of what is needed to be done on a different wavelength, because you know what your tanks are pressured on. So you know that you can't just like sit back in the far distance. You have to be there with them, and it's a dance. Same thing with your your DPS. Like you learn to protect people. It's no different. It's just you're learning to protect them with a heal versus like a shield or a bubble or like cover or something of that caliber. So yeah, easiest role. I think so. This next one, beautiful. Spider-Man is no skill. That's it. It's a statement. It is no skill. Uh, yes. All right, next
Yeah,
one.
no skill. Like this next one, okay, this is like what I was saying just a second ago. A duelist main can switch to strategist, can climb higher than a strategist main switch to duelist.
I agree.
I think in general, this is true. Like,
Yeah.
I just think on the skill floor, it's harder to like know who to target and who to kill than it is to like heal your teammates. And I'm
Yeah.
talking about like
Prioritizing.
the floor. Like you're not doing anything extra on support. Like I'm like just straight up pocketing your teammates. Maybe not even doing any damage. Like no damage rocket. You know what I'm saying? Is like that's easier to do than just randomly being like I'm gonna pick up Hawkeye.
If you don't know how to DPS properly, then you wouldn't be able to play a character like Mantis or a character like Adam Warlock. You're limited
Yeah,
to
exactly.
essentially playing only a handful of healers. Cloak and Dagger is the easiest because you don't have to aim. I mean, truthfully, if I played Cloak and Dagger for a week, I will say this right now, I will lose my ability to actually aim in this game. I don't know. What do you think, Chris?
Yeah, my aim would get worse, I think.
My aim would
I
get
think that's
bad.
true.
My aim would actually just get bad because I'm not actually practicing. It's a lot of like this thing is just healing auto aim for you. Now, if you play Jeff or Luna, where you have to actually keep and maintain your heals on someone permanently, you know, it's a little bit harder. It's a little bit harder because you actually have to require that you know, be behind them, take different angles, make sure that you're constantly hitting every single shot. That's a different skill level. Now you get into a character like Mantis or Adam, you have to be dealing damage with these characters. You have to hit your shots, all while still healing, right? Like you're helping with that DPS, but you're also like, let me heal, let me heal, let me heal. And it's like you have to understand that there's like their heal outputs aren't the same of what a main healer is. So there are these things like, I don't know. It's definitely a hot topic, Chris.
Yeah, I think one thing we can definitely see is there's a lot of discussion on supports this time around. I'll be real. I think a lot of people are overreacting at Spider-Man and like Dive, and then I think a lot of people are overreacting about supports.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I
I think
agree.
it goes both ways, honestly. I think it's like because it depends on what you play, you know.
Right.
Because I play just mainly tank right now, so I see both sides.
Yeah.
Where I'll see like my friends who play DPS are like, dude, supports are just like I can't kill anything ever. And then
Yeah.
my friends who play support are like, dude, I just get dove and I can't play the game.
I'm
So
gonna
it's
say
like I see both.
I'm gonna say this. Okay. So we have one more. I'm gonna read it off, but before I do, I'm gonna say if you guys like this episode, if you guys like this podcast, if you like the hot takes, leave a comment below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to me and Chris. Chris's details is always going to be in the bottom description. But before I read this last one, Chris, do you want to say anything else?
No, go for it.
All right. So I think we're gonna end it off with this last one. And this person says, the hot take is, you aren't my favorite podcaster.
Mm.
Well, it's been a great episode, guys. Thank you guys
It's
for
an
watching.
amazing
I will
episode.
catch you guys in the next one. Me and Chris love having y'all. Episode 35 of the podcast. That was actually the guy's hot take. I just want to put that out there. He actually
Yeah,
said
it
that.
actually was.
He
really
actually said that. So I'm like, all right. I'm not your favorite. Well, with that being said, we're going to end this episode, but we appreciate you guys sticking around. I hope you guys had a fun one with our outrageous support slander and Spider-Man slander hot takes. But going forward, we should do this more often, man. I actually like doing this. This one's really fun.
Yeah, I think it's funny. It's one of my favorites.
It's pretty fun. So, all right, guys. Well, we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.